Fair warning. This is gonna be weirder than usual. Can't be helped. You called me. So here I am.
Welcome to Two Girls, One Let's Play of Control. My name's Mari.
And I'm Stacy. Sometimes. I'm always glad to hear from you. It's just that I get my hopes up. So many times it's led to nothing. I found nothing. It's like we live in a room and there's a poster on the wall. We stare at it and we think that's the whole world. The room and the poster. The picture's something nice. A landscape, a famous person. Like in that movie, what is it called? The prison movie. The room's a cell, and the picture, it's different for each of us. It can be beautiful or terrible, but we're all transfixed. But it's all a lie. Something to distract us from the truth. They're lying to us. We're lying to ourselves. The room's not the world. The world is much bigger and much stranger. There's a hole hidden behind that poster that leads to the real world. We all feel safe in that room. But sometimes something crawls out from behind the poster. And the ones that see it happen freak out and try to forget what they saw. I'm here. Why did you bring me here?
I think, they I don't really know too much about this game, but they kind of gave me cosmic horror vibes, where they always talk about there's something there that you can't see, but once you see it, you can't unsee it, kind of thing.
I've mostly just heard that it's really cool.
All I hear is it's really cool, so I've been pretty spoiler-free. Seems as if there's some sort of horrible thing going on. Uh-oh. Reminder, certain objects are not allowed inside the Bureau. Recent incidents have necessitated an issued reminder on prohibited materials. Unauthorized weapons, pagers, laptops, smart watches, smartphones, smart gaming devices, anything smart, number 2 pencils, any objects considered iconic representations of an archetypal concept, e.g. rubber ducks, ketchup bottles. All material under Bureau investigation is to be brought in through the private entrances. If you see any lobby personnel in breach of these policies, please notify your supervisor immediately. I feel like this already says something interesting, because you can't really have anything iconic, which I guess in some ways is something that you would worship in a way.
So I do know a little bit more about this game, I think, than you do.
Oh.
I don't know if you want me to say anything.
Don't say anything until it's revealed. It seems as if they don't want anything that can be considered an item of worship. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Even a rubber ducky, which is something iconic that everyone knows in its own ways, like worshiping it, I guess. But that's my opinion.
It gives me ICP. No.
SCP.
Yeah.
ICP.
No, what is it?
SCP.
SCP. Yeah. SCP.
Secure, Contain, Protect.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
No, I meant ICP, Insane Clown Posse, of course.
Internal lockdown in effect. Building lockdown in effect. Huh. So they can't have anything that is high-tech either.
Multiple containment breaches detected. Multiple building shifts detected. Head of research override. wait, there's another one at the bottom. HRA protocol activated.
Oops. And I oop. So I have to play with this with a mouse and keyboard. I will try my best to keep the movement smooth, but it's a little bit harder to do with a mouse and keyboard, but I will try my best. What is this? Head of Research, Dr. Casper Darling. We're playing this because we heard such good things about it. So.
Janitor.
Our bureau at work. So cleanup. Our job is to do cleanup.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. This does definitely give me SCP vibes.
Well, and the fact that it's like the Bureau of Control, and then they're talking about like forbidden objects. You know?
Director Zachariah Trench. For a long time, I got really into SCP where I like read like 3,000 entries or something.
I remember.
I like watching those Tats Top 10s where they're like scariest SCP monsters, where they're all like, they give you anxiety.
Wait, we played that SCP
Federal
game
Bureau
too,
of
right?
Control. All these years, I've been looking for them, and they were hiding in plain sight.
I really liked the lore of SCP. I think they changed it because originally it was like the leaders of the SCP organization made a deal with essentially the devil.
Yeah. Oh.
But then they changed it to the leader was contacted by the angel Gabriel. And I was like,
what?
No, wait, I want it to be the devil.
Angels, but like, what if they were goth?
Goth angels. A shark in his blank, although secure blank, permission to blank, following basic protocol blank, shoot to kill blank. Good luck. This definitely is very SCP-esque.
Yeah.
I wish, because the SCP database is written by everyone in the world. Basically, it's a free project. But I see so many concepts borrow the ideas from SCP, and I wish they got a little bit more credit, but I also enjoy the idea of it being an open source horror anthology of sorts.
Well, who knows? I mean, I don't know if the developers of this ever said they might have.
I know, but they make money off of it, I guess, in so many ways.
Right, but, I don't know who you'd give the money to.
I know, that's... Yeah. I know it'd be impossible. I just think, it would be... It's not a possibility, what I'm considering. I just think it's an inconvenience of its nature. Mm-hmm. Because it's all mostly anonymous stuff.
Yeah.
Hello, as you all should know by now, the R4 reports are due by the end of the week. We're still waiting on them for a number of people. If you need an extension, please request form R4.E from your supervisor. If you think you're exempt from filing an R4, then you'll need to get written permission from your department chief saying so. Remember, R4s are mandatory under Section 75.2 of the Employee Manual. If your R4 requires interdepartmental claims, then please contact the appropriate department head, Dr. Darling, Miss Marshall, Mr. Salvador, or Mr. Kirkland as needed. They'll be busy on Thursday in their annual policy review, so please schedule accordingly. Your admin team.
So are these, directors like Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse type thing, or is that where we're going with this?
Maybe. One thing I always liked about SCP was that...
What? I don't...
Hello?
Hey, excuse me.
This dude's supernatural. I can sense it.
There you are. You are here about the job. Janitor's assistant. You need to go to the interview. Go that way to the elevator.
Thanks. Elevator that way. Got it.
Very good. I'm Ahti, the janitor, by the way. you'll work for me. You can say I sent you. If they don't hire you, niin Johan helvet. There be work for the axe. Take them behind the sauna, jumalauta.
I've done enough night shift loner jobs to know it makes us come off weird. Ahti the janitor is a friendly face in my book.
There's definitely a otherworldliness to this.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I liked about the SCP thing is that they had different locations. And some of them, they would just, like, let these monsters just roam around because they didn't have the ability to contain it. So one of them was this monster who would just be creepy behind doors. And it would just make you scared to open the door. And so they'd be like, yes, sometimes employees will get stuck in rooms because they're too scared to open the door.
Oh.
Because the monster's power was, what is that? You see that?
It's a handprint.
Upside down.
Yeah.
As if...
Something was crawling down from the ceiling?
Yeah.
Like BT.
So far I really like the little details in this. This is really fun because just that's all you need.
Yeah.
Upside down handprint. Why?
And you look at that and you're like, wait, what's the story here?
And the pan's like really big.
Mm-hmm.
So I just always thought I like the energy of an SCP location. Where,
Mari, I don't appreciate your hand shaming.
Okay, well, is your hand bigger than this woman's head? Yeah, exactly. Do you ever see that thing where people are like, if your hand is bigger than your face or something? Ow! That's what you're supposed to do. I'm sorry. That's what the trick was. Where people will be like, did you know that...
She hit me.
I didn't hit you. You hit yourself.
Mari hit me.
You hit yourself.
Wow. You're a bad friend.
You're supposed to say, did you know if your hand is bigger than your face? Like, they'll say something stupid like you have cancer or like you have weird hormones. So the person goes like this and you just like hit their hand so they hit themselves in the face.
Your hands are very small.
Uh-oh, Stacy. They're not that much bigger than mine.
No,
They're just like a little tiny bit bigger
Oh,
than
it's just
mine.
because your forehead's so big. That's why.
Yeah, I do have a big
Because you
forehead.
held your hand up.
I have a big Asian forehead.
For that big brain.
Yeah,
Big brain.
I have a big Asian forehead.
The cell and the poster.
My
I
sister
was
calls it a
11
five
years
head.
old the first time I saw behind the poster. They told
have a
me I
17.
imagined it. I've been trying to pull it down ever since. Will you help?
This kind of reminds me of the story The Great God Pan, which is one of the original cosmic horror stories, like before even Lovecraft, where this person goes like, I saw it, I saw the other side, and it's undescribable, but once you know it's there, you go insane.
Ooh, incident report.
So she's saying, like, I pulled down the poster and I saw it, and they all said it was crazy, but I know it's there. I love
Well, she
this.
was talking about there being like a hole behind the poster and stuff.
Yeah,
right at
well,
the
it's
beginning.
that same energy.
Yeah.
I really like this. This is my vibe. There's definitely some sort of cosmic horror going on. You watched the movie The Void, right? It's on Netflix.
I don't know if I did.
I really like cosmic horror. Sometimes I get a little frustrated with it because it's hard to translate cosmic horror into a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because the horror comes from it's undescribable, so your brain fills it in.
Yeah,
Can I
for
leave you there
sure.
for a moment? You know what's on my mind. My baby brother, Dylan. 17 years since the men of this bureau took him.
Experiments?
He probably had his superpowers. And
Yeah, I was like, maybe he had like some sort of like, showed some sort of supernatural ability, and so they wanted to study him, like 11 style.
This also reminds me of the premise of The X-Files, where Mulder's little sister was stolen by aliens. And he says, I know someone took her. So far, I think this game is giving the mood of cosmic horror, but there are a few cosmic horror movies that I feel like did a good job, and one of them is The Void, where they just go, weird shit is happening, this guy is insane, and they don't really explain the whole thing.
Shit. Shit. You want me to pick it up? The murder weapon? Really?
Are we the cosmic horror? Is it us?
Yeah, I feel like she's getting some sort of like
Something's outside.
messaging or
This could be
influence.
a mistake.
Are we the cosmic influence, though? Like, are we playing as
Yeah, maybe.
the cosmic
Yeah.
interference? That would be cool.
Like we're what was it?
We're the thing from the other side.
And there goes the poster.
Objects of power can cause or be results of AWE's altered world events, intrusions upon the perceived reality. Now, the service weapon is, of course, a prime example of an OOP, a very powerful one. Ingrained in the Bureau's DNA, a key component in our prime candidate program. Come out of that Russian roulette a winner and you're it.
Look at this place. Where am I?
Ooh, astral plane challenge.
Ooh, this kind of looks like the labyrinth from Hellraiser 2.
You know what this also looks like? That infinite battle sequence at the end of Final Fantasy 14 or 13.
Oh, 13,
Yeah.
probably.
Final Fantasy 13. Where you're like, is it over? Is it over? And it's just like 9 hours of this.
I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels this way. Oh, shit. V is in a very inconvenient place. Where things like this, where it's like cosmic horror, where it's like weird and ominous, I'm like, I feel very calm. It makes me feel good.
That's how I am with post-apocalyptic stuff.
Where you're like,
Yeah.
nothing is good, so everything is fine.
Yeah. It's like calming in a way. And I'm not sure exactly why, but
Pure chaos, I suppose.
mm-hmm. I think that when things get chaotic, even though I get stressed, it also makes me focus on like doing what needs to be done instead of worrying about things that I can't control.
Have you noticed that the more they die, the more normal they start to look? Like, look, they look weird as hell, and then I start shooting them, and they become more normal looking. Look, weird looking. Normal.
Huh.
Isn't that weird?
I don't really see what you mean.
Their torsos are short and weird. Here, hold on. When they start walking towards me, the ones without the guns,
Uh-huh.
they're walking weird and they have short torsos and long arms. When I start shooting them, the more I shoot them, the more human, like normal human they look.
It's interesting.
Something's coming. This threat. An attack. Duty as director. Keep the Bureau safe.
Did you hear that? It's the dead man. right after the pyramid spoke to me, and it was just noise, and I understood every word. And this gun's alive. You know what? I'm happy. Happy to be here.
I really like
Things
this
have quieted
vibe.
down outside. Is it safe to go?
What if her brother can talk to her or something like that?
You can't let this happen. 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 You stopped it. You... Oh, thank you. That was... horror. Get the fuck away!
Cool.
I like that they used real footage to show confusion, because I suppose to somebody who lives in a video game world, realistic looking people is something that doesn't look quite right. It's like, oh, what's wrong? Everyone looks real. Wait, what?
Well, what is real?
Oh, I was hoping that would work. Okay. The Bureau has many internal security personnel. The Hiss was quick to take advantage of this fact. The Hiss guards use the standard issue bullpup rifles they carry.
Bullpup. Yeah.
Prior to corruption, while the armored guards carry pump-action shotguns. They have no observed paranatural abilities, with the exception of that certain Hiss guards are protected by a shield of dense Hiss resonance, capable of stopping bullets. Is this shield a result of prolonged Hiss corruption? Does the Hiss mature in organic hosts over time? More data is needed. Did the Hiss target individuals with combat training? Does the Hiss have that level of cognizance? Does it utilize hosts for tasks they are best suited for? Combat trained hosts are reserved for combat. These are all questions for later, though it is obvious that corrupted individuals retain knowledge on the use of their weapons. Refer to file blank for full report.
Service weapon containment procedure. No unique procedures required. Description, para-utility. The object's form is variable. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to blank. This object must only be bound by individuals seeking the role of blank. The object will determine whether blank. If rejected, the application is terminated. This process is dictated by the blank, though their criteria is unknown. Background. The object was discovered inside the oldest house in the room that is now used as the director's office. The popular hypothesis, blank, many forms throughout history, blank. Mjolnir, Excalibur, Vernastra, all weapons that blank of their wielders. If objects of power are the convergence of forces based on the collective subconscious, then this may be the original manifestation of that event. If this is the case, blank. See Dr. Darling presentation 11.1 for more details.
That's really interesting.
So it's kind of like...
they form to whatever your version of what a weapon is.
Yeah. And it's kind of like these like objects of power that have... that it's like... and it could be any object, like a rubber duck.
Barbara, I'm not to be disturbed. Cancel all my appointments for the day. For the rest of the week, I can't trust them, Barbara. Not a single one. Trench.
Oh.
Objects of power can cause or be results of AWE's altered world events, intrusions upon the perceived reality. A side note, remember to cover their connection to the astral plane as well. Now, the service weapon is, of course, a prime example of an OOP, a very powerful one. Ingrained in the Bureau's DNA, a key component in our prime candidate program. Come out of that Russian roulette a winner and you're it. Lose and you're, well, fired. Thank you. I'm Dr. Darling, Head of Research, Federal Bureau of Control.
So it seems as if there's two opposing forces of weird cosmic horror.
Yeah. Well, so it's like, maybe it's the Federal Bureau of Control. It's their job to, like, contain, like, natural or paranormal events. And then the hiss is, like, trying to, like, take over type of thing.
Look, our picture is now the director.
Mm.
What's our name? Jesse Faden. What's that say? Oldest house discovered August 4th, 1964. I wonder if that's a reference to House of Leaves. Which I never finished reading because it was very...
Secure line of communication. Guidance. Reach the hotline.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Gotta recharge. Hi.
Weird. It's kind of creepy how those guys are all just floating from the ceiling.
Weapon mod, consecutive kill boost. I wonder if I have to equip
listen.
that? Oh, no, this is not it. I wanted to open, like, the gun menu. Menu? Ah, here we go. Collectibles, loadout. Here we go. Mods. You know what I like about this is that I always thought it was cool about cosmic horrors because it's two completely alien things trying to communicate with each other, and a lot of the horror comes from things being lost in translation because you're just so alien to each other.
I think one of the things I also like about it is that it's like not everything will be explained, because I think where sometimes like sci-fi and horror like misses the mark for me is when it's like whoever's creating it thinks that there has to be like a completely explained answer for
I like
everything.
it when they have an explained answer, but they never tell you. So that there's at least a cohesion of it, but you never get told what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I liked, what was it called? The movie where she talks to aliens.
Arrival?
Arrival. Because
Oh, see,
I assumed that they weren't from another planet. I assumed that they came from another dimension and another plane of existence where time was perceived differently. That's why when they were like, oh, when we try to detect their ship, we can't detect it. Like, it's as if it's not even there. It's because they're coming from a different plane of existence rather than a different planet, and that's why they have to explain to the people in our dimension how to understand how they think, so that later, in a few thousand years, we can help them.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I perceived it, and I really like that, because usually when we have alien things, it's like, they're alien, but not as alien as they could be.
Mm-hmm.
I like it when it's so alien, we're like, wait, what?
It's funny you mention Arrival, though, because the end of that movie completely, like, ruined it for me. When they do the whole explanation thing at the end.
Where they explain is it the part where, okay, spoilers for Arrival, is it the part where she has the child and
The whole, like, child flashback, and it's like, no, it's actually, like, about love and time travel, and I was like, oh.
I didn't think it was about love and time travel. For me, I was also a big fan of Dr. Manhattan, where he also felt like he was...
sound that tried to invade me earlier. The hiss. Burrowing into everything in this place. Is the hiss your enemy? Alright, it's our enemy. That babble's contagious. It burrows in like an infuriating melody that makes you hum it over and over.
I like the character of Dr. Manhattan, which is also similar to the ideas of Arrival, in that he has free will, but he doesn't at the same time. And people go, well, why didn't you tell me this was gonna happen? Mm-hmm. And he's like, I couldn't tell you. And they're like, why? He's like, for reasons that I can't explain, because I'm a being beyond the understanding of humanity. Like, some things I can't explain to you because I'm now a nervous system floating around in space. And the fact that he lost his humanity completely and he misses it, but he can't get it back, is like really sad. Because he experiences his life all at once.
An enemy. Corrupt. Spreading.
Cleanse the control point. What does that mean? Help me fix it. Holy shit. You did it. We did it.
Hello. Can you hear me? Are you with us?
I can't tell you how happy I am to talk to somebody sane.
The feeling's mutual. Yeah, I'm Pope. Emily Pope, Dr. Darling's assistant.
My turn. Should I lie?
Jesse Faden. I'm just visiting.
I should have lied.
Oh, shit. You're the new director. Hold on. We're coming out.
Director Faden.
Call me Jesse.
Okay, Jesse. I'm Emily. Like, somehow, this hostile force, this
Hiss?
that works? Somehow the hiss managed to infiltrate the building without any warning.
And just like that, my name for it is official. The hiss. Like the sound of poison gas leaking in.
We're in full lockdown. It seems to have spread everywhere and to everyone not protected by an HRA. And, extraordinarily, you. You are the director, and that makes you special by definition. Trench is no longer the director, obviously. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. This whole situation is just a lot.
Trench is dead. Shot.
Ah.
I found his body. And the gun. Do I tell her it looked like a suicide?
The service weapon.
Also, and this can sound crazy, he keeps appearing to me saying things. It's hard to make out, but he told me to cleanse the control point. Push the hiss out. The whole room shifted around.
You did that? And you entered the building when it was already in the lockdown before you became the new director? How?
I'm not ready to tell her about you yet. A janitor let me in.
I love it. This is fucking unbelievable. It's... I can't even... Look, Jesse, I have a million questions, and you probably have a million more.
I really like her outfit.
Like, do you know my brother Dylan? Not yet.
But there's something I need to ask you to do first. If you can cleanse a control point, then you can maybe cure those infected or possessed by the hiss. Because if that's possible, our options are very different.
Emily Pope. I don't know her, but I like her already. She's the opposite of the faceless agency I've blamed for what happened to me for so long. But I can't trust her yet. Or rather, the Bureau she's a part of. Yes. I can try. I'm speaking for you, of course. We can try it together. Okay.
I think...
You with me? We did it before. Push the hiss out.